boy, what a crazy month and 10 days it has been. I moved house, back in with my mum and bro, released Fantasia Demo 2, and we're past 314 now. We're 7 years old now. We are also ending the intro now. Next. So, devlog. Oh jeez. So to start, we got Fantasia's last batch of resources and Demo 2 released. It's been a hard time getting the word out, but some streamers and Let's Players have been nice enough to help me out, so things may get rolling before long. There's only a small list of bugs, only one of them potentially game-breaking, but I've only heard of it happening once, and you can fix it by saving and reloading. During the lead-up, I updated a bunch of the writing, particularly that surrounding the Insidious Architect, made some secret optional events, and more. PJCR and Z are now in recovery, as the Tower incident has grounded itself, so they are already back at work, and PJCR has already submitted 3 files for Demo 3, making it the first time since the game's inception that he's been ahead of Z progress-wise. There was also some huge progress unjunked. Now each character has unique skills, weapons, and so on. The portraits were updated in some part, and the dialogue was made much smoother, and there is now less of it. I've more or less settled on each of the characters' dynamics too, which is good, because that's when I can start actually making progress on a game, or would, if I didn't fully intend to continue working on Fantasia after 314. I.e., now. Usually I'd put an ad here for my altruistic games listings. Instead, here's a picture of a cat that represents the state of Australia, the country in which I live. If you like what I do, don't give money to me. Give money to the heroes fighting back these fires spread by corporate corruption and covered up by propaganda. Man, it's been a year for calamities. The Tal incident, the Hell on Earth incident, the Hellstorms of Egypt, and the COVID-19 pandemic. But I digress. Let's get back to things that you came here for rather than things that might actually matter. Let's get straight to the fan art Fantastica, because I have nothing shamefully witty to interject in this part of the script. Now, on to the good stuff. Been a good month for fan art, actually. Our first batch submission is by CurdyCraft of hpgames.org. He has done these beyond adorable little sprites for the Kitchen Girls coming to Demo 3, as well as 2 of the elemental Necromatas that will also have a place in Demo 3 on their own planet. Second is Rise Demo striking again. This time he is in the spirit of Demo 3, and has lots of kitsunes doing silly things to occupy us. I personally love it whenever Lily has to straighten them out, usually Kathy due to her mischievous ways. I know that's commonly said mischievous, but I like to add zest. He also did fan art for Nania, Ramiro, and the Necromata, Patricia, and Amberina. And last but far from least, we have this adorable little Zali by a fellow named Key. He's sometimes around in a Discord server I frequent, and I will always treasure this little Zali bean, as well as Key's generosity. That's what we got this month. Many thanks, viewers and fans. Now, usually I'd have art showing as music by my composer played, but this segment cut pacing clean in half for the video, and also 314 is literally 2 days old, and that's where you can see all the art I've done from the past 12 months, so sock it. And now we go live to Remy-chan in her new house.
How about you don't perv up my new house?
Okay, FAQ time. Frequently asked questions, go! Oh, before we begin, let me say thank you all to the people who sent in questions over the past month. All fucking 0 of you! But it's okay, because I was asked some good questions by people during that month, and now and then I can just make up something that people may ask me on a reasonable basis.
Hey, Piers, do you set fixed deadlines and goals for your team? Or is it just, it gets done when it gets done? I was wondering if you had any advice for motivating teams, really.
I give deadlines for either a small batch of resources or a single resource, and if they don't make it on time, then I reschedule it and ask them to do better. What is important is to reward timely delivery, so it's incentivized to do that, rather than, doing what you do at university and handle your things in last minute, kind of like our PJ did. Only he managed to get 14 weeks worth of extensions. If I have any other advice, it's to see what compels and motivates your employees to work. For an example, my LTC is incredibly competitive, so I only have to so much as notion that PJ may catch up to her, and she will not rest, eat, or sleep until she has retaken first place. It's kind of concerning, actually. She was done over 4 months before PJ finally got his last files in. PJ's a hard worker, he's just had lots of situations beyond his control, and that is a risk you take with employees who work abroad.
Biz, we have a few team members who like to procrastinate more than they do work. Know how to make them work?
No, and that is because you replaced them. It's like trying to help a man starving in a desert by bringing him with water, but he refuses all but potato chips. During my time as the lead of the CCC, only 2 artists have stayed on the payroll indefinitely. That's C and PJCR. Even Jake, our composer, went off it for a bit. There are about 6 artists who have not kept up, and 2 composers who weren't either able to make deadlines or needed to resign for other reasons. Jake simply took a break due to a hectic study load, which is why Fantasia's Demo 1 OST is by Maxim Dominora, whereas by Demo 2 it's now all by Jake Gamelin.
Dude, Bizarre Monkey, what's up with the name change?
Oh, I forgot to mention that in the intro. Yes, I'm legally changing my name and rebranding myself. The rebrand is mostly so furries stop trying to coddle me into their circle of tweed dickweeds, something I have no interest in doing.
Remy, now I'm confused. If you're Amelia now, does that mean your pronoun has changed?
Legally, I will be female, but as far as what pronouns he, she is preferred, but I stone cold don't give a fuck. In a universe that should be defined by personality and character, gender is meaningless outside of the bedroom. Anyone who honestly gets offended by being accidentally misgendered is an insecure twat that you should disregard the silliness of completely.
Remy, what's your stance on gayism, lesbianism, pansexuality, otherkinism, socialism, etc. bloody blah blah blah?
My stance is that when people add ism to something, they're trying to sound smarter than they really are. But to answer the actual question, I think some of them are dumb as fuck, but if you're a cool guy, I'd have no issue with you. You make yourself what you are, not the circumstances of your creation. You could literally be Adolf Hitler, but hey, if you were like, hey, wanna go grab a sandwich, I would be like, sure Adolf, let's go have a sandwich at the ham shack or whatever. I'm not the sort who hates someone for the mistakes they've made. The only reason I will show clear animosity to someone is if they have failed continuously to learn from their past mistakes.
What are you?
A lot of things. I don't feel I need to comment on that retarded question more than that. Dude, do you say retard in 2020? Do you use year as a means to criticize someone's etiquette? That's supposed to be a meme, not something you legitimately bring up beyond the preface of a poorly executed joke, which is what the majority of memes are.
Do you get hate?
Yes, something would be worrying if I didn't. I have a very outspoken and Machiavellian personality. I pretty much say a lot of what I want to say without filter. Thankfully, the hate I do often get is usually misunderstanding people, or people I would expect to hate me, like a large part of the Upper Jamaica web staff and several of their tag-along suck dicks, for example. It's a good thing they have such a small and petulant demographic. The only hater I really remember because she is literally Tumblr shit. I won't name names because I'd rather let her rot in her own mediocrity than get hate which will further her to be stupid like she is. Suffice it to say, she's someone who labels people as unwoke or as white supremacists based on the fact you made your one character doing this. Which I did. But not because I had any idea it was a white supremacy symbol, because it reminded me of the OK sign. And I wanted to make a character that was doing an emoji face, because I thought that would be fun, because, I don't know, Rice Nat did it.
Remy, what's your opinion on using the OK sign despite being called an icon of white supremacists?
That you use it for what it means, not like some buffoons are trying to twist it into. I can assure you that anyone who unironically claims to be woke is in fact a sad, pathetic parasite who makes themselves feel good by claiming moral high ground for something so petty as this, which they consider themselves woke about. In other words, the only people who give a shit are nobodies, nothings. Ignore them and they'll go away. On that note, I'd advise keeping clear of woke culture in general because it's a circle jerk of dick waving for insecure dipshits who want to be worth something when they are actually worth nothing.
Remy, what do you think of Tumblr?
The only thing it had going for it was the porn and they banned it, making it literally just a slush pool for woke trite and other such Tumblr shit. Avoid it if you like having brain cells. I did once have a Tumblr, but the level of idiocy that you can't make go away due to Tumblr pushing everything in your face and force feeding you shit you don't care about made me quit. It's an awful sight for twats who need an ego boost, not for someone like me who was already comfortable with her role in life. Most of the good artists on there migrated to Twitter as it's been having an artist boom from like 2019 to 2020.
Remy, you're kind of good at game remasters. Any others in the works beyond Intelligence and Menagerie?
No. I mean, Menagerie's already done, and Intelligence has already been remastered once, but I'm going to remaster it again. But yeah, I have these screenshots for an upscaled PFC, but it felt cheap. Like, it wasn't a remaster, it was just a rescale. It certainly is on the list of things we can do, but we have so many fresh ideas like Crowface, Beyond, Seraphim, Trust, and so on, that it's a little silly to get caught up on remasters. It's fair to say that beyond the increased resolution, PFC doesn't really need one. It's as good as that game is going to get. Menagerie could use one down the track, especially considering the inconsistent art and that an optional content tier was missing from the full release.
Remy, how goes the mega piece you showed last stream?
It's finished. Like, it's literally finished. I'm not showing it here, but if you want to see it, there's like 2 videos just before this one that show its construction, and also just show it off in the 314 video. So yeah, it's finished. Alright, that's it for the Q&A. A bit of a shorter one this time, as usual. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share where you think this will be appreciated. Now that 314 is passed, I'm likely to begin working on Fantasia Demo 3.